Hey guys, we're here with our Week 3 battle of NPL Season 3, and we are taking on the Los Angeles Gogoats and their coach, Ben. Ben will be in the description below. Make sure you guys go check him out. Awesome dude, awesome battler. Really good friend of mine in the NPL. In fact, we're best friends, I believe. He said. That's what he said. If he's not, I'm sorry. I messed up. But anyways, no, definitely go check out Ben. Awesome dude, awesome battler. He's been around since Season 1 of the NPL, so make sure you guys go check him out. But real quick, we will go over the team that he did decide to bring. He has the Incineroar, the Tapu Koko, the Landorus, the Ninetales, the Mega Blastoise, and the Shuckle. The team I decided to bring, if you guys did not see the team prep video, is Volcanion, Komala, Conkeldurr, Roserade, Landorus, and Sylveon. Now, looking at potential lead matchups, Landorus is just a really good lead in general because I could potentially get up rocks, or I put offensive pressure on pretty much anything that isn't named Ninetales or Blastoise. So I'm going to go ahead and do just that and lead off with the Landorus. I'm actually going to slow this down a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Landorus as he leads off with the Shuckle. I'm going to set up rocks. He's going to set up rocks. I figure we're just going to trade rocks right here, but I have a plan to win this rocks war. So what I could do is I could set up rocks and I can go ahead and go straight into my Komala. And predicting him to want to set up his webs as well, I could just rapid spin these away. And knowing that he can't toxic me because of my ability Comatose, we're going to be in a good position. So I'm going to go ahead and click rapid spin and get rid of the rocks and the webs. He does click toxic. I guess Ben didn't quite know exactly Comatose's how Comatose worked. But I cannot be toxic, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out. And get initiative if he wants to stay with Shuckle, go into something that beats Shuckle, or I can get initiative on his potential switch out. So he does decide to go out into the Blastoise. I can go ahead and U-turn right out into my Roserade because my Roserade is designed specifically to beat this Blastoise. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to over-predict this early, but I really did think he was going to make this play and go out into Incineroar. I could have clicked Sludge Bomb for the sake of more damage, but just in case he didn't, I really wanted this Blastoise gone because that's his only form of hazard removal because he does not have the Sand Slash. But still, Leaf Storm does a good chunk to the Incineroar, does 32%, and I do want to save this Roserade for later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to my Conkeldurr, knowing I can take any one hit. So he's going to click Flare Blitz. It's going to do a good chunk. But I know that a Mach Punch will be able to kill it, and he's going to switch out, and because he's at 19% health and weak to rocks, he's going to die on the next rock switch in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click Mach Punch. That's going to do about 42% to this Blastoise in the range where another Mach Punch will kill it. So he has lost his Rapid Spinner. He has no way to remove my rocks, which means the Incineroar is dead on switch in as well. So that's good for us. So the Blastoise is going to go down. We are up 5-6 early. He's going to go into his Ninetales now. I played around with Calx and possibly just going for another banded Mach Punch. But what I ultimately decided to do is to save my Conk because it was a roll and go into my Volcanion, which is my dedicated switch into this thing, as he's going to set up Aurora Veil. Now, Aurora Veil, if you guys did not know, is what it does is it's... Here, I'll pause it real quick so I can explain. If you guys did not know, Aurora Veil is a new move introduced in 7th Gen, and what it is it's a Light Screen and a Reflect in one move, but you can only set it up in the Hail. So, I actually had to do my research with this move a little bit later. You guys will see when this becomes an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and hit Flamethrower. There's no reason to predict this early, as he's going to go ahead and get a switch into his Tapu Koko. Because of the Aurora Veil, he's going to be able to take that hit no problem and put the offensive pressure on me. So predicting him to just want to Volt Switch, I'm going to go ahead and go into my Komala, which is my general switch into the Tapu Koko. It's generally bulky for both physical and special, depending on what set he wants to be. He's actually going to go ahead and click Dazzling Gleam, which is not going to do very much to my Komala because of my Assault Vest. And what I can do is I could honestly hit U-turn, or I can hit EQ, predicting him to want to stay in. I hit EQ thinking that he has the advantage being able to hit me with Thunderbolts, but he actually makes the good play and goes for a Volt Switch, as I click Earthquake, which is going to do absolutely nothing to this Shuckle. Now, we're in kind of a weird position where he could Infestation me in and just slowly whittle me down with Infestation, and I can't do much back to him. I do beat the Shuckle one-on-one because of Comatose and my ability to Rapid Spin, but I can't activate that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and U-turn out into my Conkeldurr, and this is kind of where I make a mistake based on mechanics that I didn't know existed. So he's going to go ahead and click Infestation, which is fine because I'm trapped in with my Conkeldurr. Now right here, I knew the Hail was going to end. However, I did not know that Aurora Veil, stayed up outside of the hail, and B was affected by light clay. So I guess I should have read that up there where it says 1 or 4 turns for Aurora Veil. But so the hail's going to go down, but Aurora Veil is not. And I thought that Aurora Veil was going to go down on this turn, so I could have the advantage being able to knock out the Shuckle in 2 hits and gain my health back with Drain Punch. But it's actually going to be a little bit more of an issue now. But what I can do is I can just slowly whittle down this Shuckle and get up to my Drain Punch. I'm Infestation in. I can't switch out, so there's literally no reason to not just click Drain Punch. It's my strongest move. And unfortunately, this is going to give him an opportunity to set up his rocks and his webs, which is a good play on Ben's part. Really well played. I applaud him for that. But, I mean, there's nothing I can do. He's just going to get his free stuff up, and I'm going to have to keep clicking Drain Punch. It's my strongest move. I am going to get back up to a decent chunk of health. I think I ultimately get up to like 36%-ish of health or something like that. But he's just going to keep whittling me down with Infestation. The next Drain Punch will kill because luckily this Aurora Veil wears off on this turn, and he knows that. So he's going to go ahead and switch out into his Landorus and save his Shuckle for a sack later because the Shuckle will die to rocks when it switches back in. So in comes the Landorus, and I have to click Drain Punch. I'm banded. I'm trapped in because of Infestation, so there's no way around it. It's going to actually do a decent chunk. It does 39%, or 33%, pardon me. And brings my... what's it called? Conkeldurr back up to a decent chunk of health. Now that I'm no longer trapped in, I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Sylveon, knowing I can take pretty much any hit because of my physical investment. He clicks Knock Off and gets rid of my leftovers, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and click Hyper Voice for the sake of damage on the Landorus, but he's going to go ahead and sack off his Shuckle, which is a good play on his part. So Hyper Voice is going to be useless this turn. And he's going to send in his Ninetales. Now, it's going to automatically set up the Snow because of its ability Snow Warning. And I know he's going to click Aurora Veil, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click Wish, and I'm going to Wish stall out the Aurora Veil from this Ninetales. And I know that if I play my cards right with trading off Hyper Voices, Wishes, and Protects, I could stall out this Aurora Veil and be able to kill off the Ninetales with ease. So he's going to click Freeze Dry. I'm going to take that no problem, and I'm going to click Hyper Voice and take down the Ninetales from a decent chunk of health and get my Wish recovery back up. This is a little bit of a stally part of the battle, kind of similar to the Shuckle versus Conkeldurr battle. But we kind of have another stally thing. It's pretty much just him hitting me with various moves, including Freeze Dry, Blizzard, and Moonblast. Me setting up Wishes, and then me hitting Hyper Voice, and sometimes I hit Protect. But the point is that I'm going to try to get this Ninetales down to a low chunk of health to the point where any one hit can kill it, and I can stall out the Aurora Veil with Wish Protect. So obviously this Ninetales will die in the next hit. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a Wish. This next turn I'm going to Protect, and then the plan is to Wish Protect, Wish Hyper Voice, and by then the Aurora Veil will be gone. The Ninetales will die to a rock switch in, so even if he wants to switch out, it will be considered dead. So we're going to go ahead and Wish Protect, and the Aurora Veil has one more turn. What I can do is I can set up a Wish, and I can hit Aurora Veil I can hit Hyper Voice as the Aurora Veil ends. Kind of a stally part of the battle. I do apologize. My commentary is not very good on this, but that's just the nature of the beast. That's what happened this battle. Excuse me. But we get up to a decent chunk of health, 92%, as the Aurora Veil ends and the Ninetales dies as well. So he's going to switch in his Landorus here, and knowing I can take any one hit because of my physical investment, I'm just going to click Hyper Voice, get off some more damage on this Landorus. He actually clicks U-turn, which is okay because he's going to keep taking rocks damage as he switches in and out. Now, he goes into his Incineroar here and sacks that off to the rocks. And still, it just wastes my Hyper Voice. That's okay. I could have clicked Wish potentially, but ultimately I don't think it would have made a huge deal. He's going to come back in with his Landorus here. And thinking I can take any one hit because of my physical investment, I'm actually going to stay in and click Hyper Voice. He clicks EQ, does get a crit. I think the crit mattered to kill my Sylveon, but that's fine. It's just it's not going to affect the outcome of this game. It's just going to affect the differential. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to bring in my Landorus, knowing that I have the advantage with any one hit. And I'm going to click HP Ice, killing off the Landorus, even if he switches into the Tapu Koko. It will do a decent chunk to it. He doesn't decide to switch into the Koko. Now, I have a lot of things that can kill the Landorus, namely Mach Punch from Conkeldurr, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my Landorus to kill off this Tapu Koko. I thought he would carry HP Ice to hit it, but maybe he was carrying HP Fire for the Scizor or something, or maybe he didn't have HP Ice because of T-Bolt, Volt Switch, Dazzling Gleam, and Brave Bird. So that's fine. We are going to be able to live that hit with our Landorus, and we can kill off the Landorus with our Landorus, if that made sense. We can kill the Landorus with our Landorus with an HP Ice, and that is going to end the game. So we are going to take a 5-0 victory over the Los Angeles Gogoats and their coach, Ben. A really interesting battle, kind of a bit of a stally battle with two specific parts, but it went pretty well. The crit on the Sylveon was, I want to say it was big, but it never mind. Just don't pretend just pretend I didn't say anything about the crit on Sylveon. It's okay. I'm not mad about it at all. But anyways, I thought it was kind of cool that we got to kill his Landorus with our Landorus on the last turn of the battle. We got Landorus dominance here. But anyways, that is going to be it for this battle. If you guys did like the video, a like and a subscription would be much appreciated. And I will see you guys for our team prep for next week against Mr. Rezilient and his Borussia Darkrai, the champion, the current champion of the NPL, champion of the NPL Season 2. Next week is Rivalry Week. Oh, excuse me. I'm all coffee today. I apologize. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys for our team prep against Rezilient next week. I'll see you guys then. Later.